Godly people, following Jesus' message, helping people that need it, that need Jesus. I know because I was one of them. You don't really know until you get that point in your life where you're just, where you just feel like there's just something that's missing, and nothing is able to fill it, and then somebody gives you the gospel, and they give it to you in a way that you understand it. They give it to you in a way that it just pierces through everything. How do I get the happiness that they have? How do I get the joy that they get? How do I get the peace and the patience through the sufferings that these people go through on a regular basis? To be perfectly honest, I didn't know how to change. I kept saying numerous times I was going to change. And I also fell, back on a lot of my crutches. My fiance for the last 4 years finally could not handle it anymore, and she's like, I can't do this anymore. I can't watch you destroy yourself anymore. So she left, and that gave me the first realization that I needed to change my life. I'm a diagnosed schizophrenic. I've also served on submarines in the United States Navy, and some things happened where I had post-traumatic stress disorder. The alcohol, the pills, they just, basically a form of self-medication. I didn't know what I was going to do in terms of how I was going to change. So I ended up spending a week at Lakeview's acute stabilization unit. They asked me if I wanted to go to Heavenly Blessings, and then they asked me if I wanted to go to the Waterfront rescue mission. Well, I had no idea what I was actually getting myself into, with any of these. So I went ahead and I said, the Waterfront rescue mission. I became very receptive to the chapel services. A group from a Baptist church called Eastern Shore Baptist Church from Daphne, Alabama, had come, and they were giving the sermon that night, and I ended up getting saved in that sermon. I started feeling a lot better. I started looking, at life in a different way than I had for the longest time, where I was angry and bitter about the things that have happened in my life. God was working in that He wanted me to keep where I was and to continue to do what I was doing. And I got off my I slowly got off my medications, and things were working out. The chaplains had noticed a marked improvement in my, and how I was, my attitude, just my overall disposition. And he finally, on April 26th, Chaplain Frederick had let me join the discipleship program. It has been just an absolute wonderful, there have been some bad times, absolutely. There have been some tough times and everything like that, but, all in all, I'm just absolutely grateful for the Waterfront, for them to work with me, and everything I do, and they do it for all the right reasons. They do it so, they can spread the gospel of Jesus, and, I'm eternally grateful for that. And they'll be the first to tell you that, they're not doing it for themselves, they're doing it for the kingdom. This ministry has, done so much for me. They've given me a sense that, I now have, my ambition, my drive back. To be perfectly honest, this was the first time I actually felt, where I actually met some people that, really were truly followers of Christ. And it was just one of those, wow, so this is what they look like. When I first walked into this place, I didn't know anything about anybody. And the guy that was up at the desk, who was doing my my introduction paperwork and all of that stuff, you know, told me, he was like, "Hey man, look up there." And up on the sign, up there on the sign, it says, "If you don't have a friend in the world, you'll have one here." And that's what this place is about. This place is about love. You know, it's about spreading the gospel, and for the people that really need to hear it.